Number 10. The knife edge chop.
One of the basic of basics when it comes to wrestling. It's a move you see in every match, and every time you see it, it hurts. Now, I did this interview with Chris Van Vliet when he ended up taking 20 chops from students at a wrestling school. He speaks for himself on how much it hurts.
Yeah, look, when you're gonna take 20 chops, you can't just like stop at like 14. You know, it was definitely hurting. It started hurting after number 1, and you know, it didn't get any worse or any better.
I mean, when you think about it, there's no way to fake getting hit in the chest with someone's palm. Unless your chest is made of plastic or you have some type of prosthetic that protects you from it, you are literally getting pulverized by someone's hand. And depending on the size of your hand, you could literally rip the flesh off of their skin. And yeah, it does require a level of pain tolerance. So if you're someone that wants to be a professional wrestler and you're not into taking chops, you might want to think twice.
Number 9. The body slam.
Something all wrestlers are taught to do, or at least taught to take when they first start wrestling. There are thousands of videos out there showing new recruits taking a body slam and getting the wind knocked out of them. That ring is not made of pillow. Anytime they get in there and take a bump, they are falling on plywood. That thing has no give. It is not soft. It is as hard as falling on the floor. So when you're getting picked up by a 6'5" man and you're getting hurled down at full velocity, it's gonna hurt. It doesn't matter whether it's a power slam, a fall-away slam, a fireman's carry slam, or Wade Barrett's wasteland. I don't need to know how it feels to be tossed down from someone's shoulder. At least with John Cena's attitude adjustment or Mark Henry's world's strongest slam, they have ways of protecting you, or at least lessening the blow on your body. There's absolutely no way of protecting yourself from a man just hurling you down from his shoulders. But yeah, maybe you'll have more appreciation for these wrestlers when you see how often these guys take body slams.
Number 8. The suplex.
I think we're seeing a pattern here. The suplex is the #1 basic move that you see in literally every match, from the first match you've seen until the match you saw last Monday. Every wrestler does it. It's one of the first moves they've been taught to take and perform, and if you can't get that right, more than likely, you're not wrestling right now. I mean, it's the same concept as the body slam. You're being picked up by this tall person, and then you're just being dropped on the back of your neck. Doesn't matter whether it's a brain buster, a snap suplex, a stalling suplex, the Three Amigos, or here's an idea, let's climb the top rope and hit a superplex. I don't think we understand the type of pain these wrestlers go through on a regular basis. The idea that they can do this 6 days a week, 300 days a year, while being dropped on the back of their necks on a daily basis, it really just makes you appreciate what these people do to entertain us.
Number 7. The backbreaker.
Jesus, do I need to explain this one? It seems self-explanatory. Whether it's a regular backbreaker, double underhook, a fireman's carry, a backstabber, or whether you're wrestling Roderick Strong, who knows 1,001 ways to break someone's back, there is no escaping pain when it comes to a backbreaker. It's one of those moves that wrestlers have just learned to build tolerance for. Also, if you need any proof that a backbreaker hurts, just look at the name. Backbreaker. It's not meant to feel good.
Number 6. The German suplex.
Okay, let's just get right to it. Brock Lesnar. If you've watched any of Brock Lesnar's matches, what's the one move he's known to use? A German suplex. He built his entire brand off of it. Suplex City. And everyone knows when you're wrestling Brock Lesnar, doesn't matter how high your pain tolerance is, you're coming out with some bruises. Because those German suplexes hurt. It's another situation where someone is picking you up and you're being flung backwards on the back of your neck. And quite frankly, there's absolutely no way of protecting yourself. You're at the mercy of the person delivering it. And unfortunately, for this to seem real, the person delivering it has to use full force. Whether it's Kurt Angle, whether it's Chris Benoit, or whether it's Brock Lesnar. Seriously, Brock don't be giving a damn with how he tosses you. He just be launching people. Thing is though, as much as that sounds cruel, a lot of these wrestlers who do this know exactly what to expect. If you're a wrestler that has done this for 10 to 20 years, I think by this point, you understand the name of the game. This is not ballet. It's not for the faint at heart. Pain is the name of the game. So I guess what I'm saying is, you want to be a legend? Get German suplexed by Brock Lesnar.
Number 5. A Boston Crab, aka the Walls of Jericho.
So I have personal experience with this one. I had a friend named Enrique that allowed me to do the Boston Crab on him, and every time he let me put it on him, he would yell in pain. I wasn't aware how much it hurt until he put it on me, and then I just never did it to him ever again because it hurts. It's literally someone pulling your leg backwards and applying all the pressure in the world to your lower back and quads. Now, Chris Jericho, when he does it, he has two versions. There's the regular Boston Crab, and then there's the Lion Tamer. It's essentially the same concept, but most of the pressure shifts from your quads to your lower back. And just imagining what that feels like has me terrified, because just a regular Boston Crab really hurts if done properly. There are instances where wrestlers go easy on their opponents when they're applying the move. Regardless of how it's taken, a Boston Crab's gonna hurt you regardless.
Number 4. The Camel Clutch.
Before we go on to the Camel Clutch, quick shout out to the late great Iron Sheik, a legend in the business, a pillar, a Hall of Famer, someone who is dearly missed. This is the guy I think about when you say Camel Clutch, because when he does it, it looks like the person taking it is in a ton of pain, because they are. He is really applying that thing on them. He is sitting on their back and pulling backwards, and all the pain is directed to their spine. And I think anyone in this move for a long period of time will suffer some major spine damage. Now, for modern day wrestling fans, you might know people like Scott Steiner or Miro, aka Rusev, using this move, and I doubt it feels good when they use it either. This is not a move that people can just do and feel safe. If it's done correctly, of course. I'm pretty sure there are ways to get around it feeling too painful, but I don't really see how you can fake pulling someone backwards and sitting on their spine. That feels like it's gonna hurt regardless of what situation you're in, unless you're very flexible and you don't have a spine. But yeah, I've heard stories of people taking camel clutches and passing out from them because the pain is that excruciating. It's why a lot of these guys who start using it go on these long win streaks, because it's such a believable match ender. You can see someone losing to a camel clutch. It's a move that looks painful, and in real life, it's even more painful.
Number 3. The Pedigree.
This one has quite a story to it. So, Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, is a legend in the business, one of the top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. He is a student of the game, and definitely someone that knows what he's doing inside the ring. But let's talk about his finisher, the Pedigree. It was taught to him by Killer Kowalski, who passed it down to him, and it involves him putting his opponent between his legs, hooking their arms, jumping up with them, and dropping them face first on the mat. So let's talk about why this move is controversial. When he first started doing the move back in the early 90s, there was an incident where he hurt a wrestler named Marty Garner. He ended up dropping him right on his head in the midst of the move, and ever since then, he's had to change it up. But even when he changed it up, it still hurt like hell. Chris Jericho has gone on record saying taking the pedigree hurts like hell because he has the opponent's arms hooked behind them. There's no way to protect themselves, so they're just eating the mat head on. And that cannot feel good. Now, as the years went by, Triple H would let go of the arms before they fall, allowing them to protect themselves and lessen the blow. But even when you're able to protect yourself, you're still being dropped face first on the mat, and there's no escaping the pain that's to come. Which is why it's on my list of 10 moves that hurt in real life. And I think we can all agree that this deserves to be on here.
Number 2. The Styles Clash.
Oh, I think some of you knew this one was coming. Now let's get something straight. AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers to ever do it. Someone that has won a world championship in every promotion he has wrestled in, at least the top major ones. His entire moveset consists of some of the most innovative, creative moves you have ever seen, from the phenomenal forearm to the spiral tap to the Styles Clash. Now, to hit the Styles Clash, AJ Styles picks up his opponent from their waist, wraps his legs around their arms, and then drops downward at full speed towards the mat. AJ Styles has said multiple times when taking the move, don't tuck your neck. And unfortunately, when you're falling down, instinctively you tuck your neck. But when you do that with the Styles Clash, you're poking your head out to the ground, which means when he falls, you go head first. And there have been a multitude of situations where AJ Styles has almost injured his opponents. Now, luckily, they are all relatively okay, but there were a couple of moments where wrestlers were stunned. It is not a safe move to take, which is most likely why he switched to the phenomenal forearm in WWE. But once in a while, he'll pull it out to use on certain wrestlers that can take it properly. I don't envy them though. That move is crazy dangerous, but that's why they're called professionals.
Number 1. The Figure 4 leg lock.
I don't even need to explain how this hurts. I think most of you watching me know that there is absolutely no way this feels good, even when you're watching it for the first time. You are literally feeling your shins press against each other, and it feels like your leg is gonna snap. And it's a move made famous by the Nature Boy Ric Flair. It's won him worldwide fame and multiple championships, including a status as a WWE Hall of Famer. That said, you know what hurts more than a figure 4? A figure 8. When you apply the figure 4, bend backwards and lift your leg up to apply more pressure, it doubles the pain. This is a move that Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Ric Flair, has made famous. You cannot pay me enough money to take the figure 4 or the figure 8 on your regular basis.